3, 2, 1. And come on, let's vape. Welcome to the VAbE, the podcast, or the VAbE experience.
And we're live. So, in the room tonight, certain set of people are missing. We miss you, AB Chan. We miss you, Mr. Ro. And I have in room with me Varun and someone very, very interesting. He goes by the name Rob. You can look him up on Instagram as Beardo Rob and show some love there. He's a biker enthusiast, and something which we are trying to create tonight on the podcast is more about travel and what travel really means to you. So typically that's the central theme which we are sort of trying to come up with, and maybe let's see how it shapes up in terms of various conversations that we have, various experiences that we want to share, certain good ones, certain not so good ones, certain learnings, or say things. We'll keep it as a very, very usual format. And at the same time, let's try and sort of even touch a few things upon certain hacks that you can do for travel, because we've got a biker in the room. He's a definite enthusiast who's been through a lot of rides, a lot of kilometers on his back. And the usual, we're going to leave a special surprise at the end of this podcast. And do stick along with us till the end, so that you can enjoy that music for you. And so tonight, how are you doing, guys?
Thank you, Virat.
Hey.
Good. We've got an experienced biker in the house, so
Correct.
I'm so thrilled about that. Yeah,
Absolutely. So we've had our own fair share of the biker adventures that we had, the smaller ones with the scooter that you used to have to begin with, and those were the times.
If you're going by the color of my beard and calling me experienced, then you got it wrong, my friend.
for
what do you mean? The although people cannot see, but it's blue in color.
violet, if you may, but no. So it's something very interesting for tonight, where we are coming from. So let me try and create something here in terms of how travel actually has been for me and what it typically meant. So in terms of solo travel, I've done quite a bit, but typically on the bike, I'll maybe head to somewhere local, maybe a few 60, 40 kilometers around, and just for the journey part of it. So the journey meant much more for me rather than reaching a particular destination as such. So during the journey, I might be just listening to music, probably cursing a few guys who are sort of cutting me off in the traffic, or typically being self-reflecting in terms of a few thoughts which I would try and run by, or maybe try and sort of sort them out in my head. So typically a day would go by with so many of thoughts and so many of conflicting ideas. So why not sort of open that up? But in terms of other travels that I've done, usually business travels, or say giving out interviews for education, and then going to Hyderabad, Punjab, Jaipur, Goa is one, attending weddings and the destination weddings. Those were the times. But then again, there typically I would be along with a few people. We'll be sort of having fun in our own ways as such. But still, for me, I think solo travels or travel with very few people is something which I would typically enjoy and sort of have a good time with. It's not that I'm a social recluse as such. I mean, I enjoy company for sure, but there is certain meaning to travel which I usually typically correlate to. Varun, what about you? How was travel been for you?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. It's just that I used to be a touring performing musician as well. So a lot of my traveling has happened through music. Go to a city,
right.
Play in front of people, sit and music brings people together. So
Correct.
we sit and have a chat. Next day, meet up the same people who were at our show the last night, let them show us around and talk about it, explore some different kinds of music.
True.
Local to that particular city, explore some nice bands, make some more friends and this
100%.
and that. And the more the merrier. And apart from that, it's not been, most of my travel has been through music. And, and then we used to, just a bunch of musicians who were also, the enthusiastic about hitting the road, then we started traveling. But again, it used to be like 50, 70, 80 kilometers right around the city. So I keep frequenting to Karjat very often. I have a friend who has a farmhouse over there, and he has a whole like a backyard biking trail.
Wow.
Where we just go and just chill out over there, or open the barbecue, open a few beers. It's always a good time.
Nice.
Every Sunday used to be that pretty much.
Right.
Even during the lockdowns. Okay, so that was like we had the cops show up like twice.
Wow.
At
Okay.
the farmhouse door.
So that means you were having a party.
We were definitely having.
We
they're
are
like,
the party.
What is this loud music coming up till like a couple of kilometers away?
Oh,
You know what happened to the British Prime Minister, right? Because he partied during the lockdown.
Oh yeah, he went to visit his. Let's say it. He went to visit his mistress,
All right.
He almost lost his position.
Boris Johnson.
Okay.
If you're Boris, if you're listening to this, I envy you, man.
he knows the party.
Yeah, he had a couple of parties during the lockdown, and it all came up recently, and there was a big news about it.
Wow.
He almost lost it. Did he lose it? I don't know. I didn't follow.
I don't think so. He's still there.
No, he's there. Same thing with the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and he got re-elected. So
Wow.
that's the right way. If you party hard, you get re-elected into the office.
He knows how to party for sure.
That's good.
And how about you, Rob? How has travel been for you so far? I mean, maybe a 30,000 feet.
So the thing, how me and travel came into the picture is like, it's out of boredom, first of all. And as a kid, so I was never in India. I was raised in Saudi.
Yeah.
So as a kid, every year we used to come to India for vacations and all kind of stuff. So there was a lot of thing when you're talking about the 90s and at that time when a family comes from the Gulf or something like that,
Right.
they have a lot of packing to do, a lot of shopping there. It's not like the same now.
True.
Okay, now everything is available in India.
Correct.
So everything from buying soaps, deos, buying clothes for kids, getting clothes for friends, family, everyone. So it was a whole tradition that used to happen.
Right.
Okay. And obviously, I love the smell of airports. I love airports.
Okay.
Okay. I
That's
don't know.
interesting. Smell of the airport. How so? I mean.
I don't know. It's just something different in it.
Right. True.
Okay.
True.
If you've seen this movie, Air. I think Air or Up in the Air.
Up in the air.
Up in the air. Yeah.
So he loves traveling because
George Clooney, right?
George Clooney.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he loves hotel rooms. I love hotel rooms.
Wow.
Airports. I go to an airport, at least if they allow me to go in, I'll go there at least a couple of hours before.
Right.
That I just want to roam around. I can't afford to buy anything from the Indian airports
Yeah.
because of all the taxes. But if you go to any other
Lounge
airport,
access. How about that?
no, it's still expensive here.
Is it? No, I guess a few cards. So last time I went, I was going to Bangalore. I got into the domestic lounge, 2 rupees.
That's
and that was refunded. You just need a Visa or a MasterCard.
Probably really domestic, huh?
They don't have much visitors nowadays, so you're like
3 a.m. Oh, damn. Good food. Good spread. But
In the morning.
yes,
Okay.
sorry.
I'll be flying to Bangalore.
So
like 2 weeks later.
Highly recommended. Reach the Bangalore airport early on. Use your Visa card. He'll swipe you for 1 rupee. He'll refund you the 1 rupee. Be it credit card, debit card. It doesn't
the
matter.
1 rupee. I don't care.
Unlimited food, veg, non-veg, both, and that too the menu changes every 4 or 5 hours, and unlimited coffee, unlimited tea, unlimited cold drinks and stuff.
Okay,
like
I'll
that.
better that up for you. So, when I'm talking about travel, okay.
Yep.
So my dad used to work for a travel agency.
Right,
He was
right.
one of the top. So when I used to travel, I sometimes used to travel in business.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
so when you go into a business lounge in Qatar or in Dubai or something,
Oh man.
I mean, dude, the guy comes up to you, sir, I have 3 cans of beer here. And he's like, do you want more beer, sir? I was like, no, I think that's enough. And he said, okay, sir, shall I serve you some champagne? I'm like, wow, okay, let's do that.
He wants you to travel loaded.
Yeah, he was. We want to do that. I mean,
Exactly. Why not?
All those
Absolutely.
small things
Hmm.
made the whole experience better.
100%. 100%.
So when you, as a kid, okay, so you've never been in India, but you're reading all the history books. You see Gateway of India on it,
Yeah. Yeah.
for example. So when I come to Mumbai, I want to see that thing in real life.
True that. Yeah.
Okay, so I was lucky that we used to come to Bombay and then we used to go to Kerala and then go back all the way.
Okay.
Because we had our own place here.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see these with my own 2 eyes.
Wow. Yeah.
So when I was in college, So my college was in Panvel. I used to have a cycle. I put it in the dabba once or twice, the train, took it all the way to Fort VT, cycled around the place, because that thing puts you back in time. And like when I think about it, like, oh, dude, just imagine the number of people who walk through this pavement.
Right.
Just imagine the number of people who touch this wall. I mean, just to feel how the limestone feels.
Correct.
I mean, it just gives you another feel of altogether.
So you've not just seen it, or you've actually felt it.
Yeah. So now I don't like going to Gateway of India because they block the whole thing out. Before you could walk right through it. You could see from down under. So you can actually touch and feel it. I mean, all that experience, I think, counts as travel, parts of travel. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
So, that's one thing. Then when I went to Kanyakumari, I wanted to see Vivekananda Rock.
Right.
I'm a kid. I'm like maybe 10 years, 11 years, or maybe a little older than that. But I want to see that.
Right. Right.
My parents took me to Kanyakumari. They showed me from a distance. I said, I want to go there. We got onto the rock. Then I don't remember most of it.
Okay. No, but then you distinctively remember this fact that, how much you were yearning to, just sort of go there.
Yes, it was there, right there. There's boats going there. So why can't we go there?
Right.
So Elephanta Caves is another version of that. So these are the small trips we took when we came for our vacations. Then came a big break.
Okay.
I come to India. The travel bug is lost because my parents fund me, right?
Yeah.
So I can't ask them, Dad, paisa do na Goa jane ke liye." So
that conversation never ends up well. I tell you by my own experience.
So all the travel I did in my younger days is because my parents moved around.
Right.
Okay. Right. Because we came the whole trip of coming here, and I missed all that. Okay. So a week before itself, we start packing and we start shopping and we travel all the way here, meet friends and family. Right. So it was a whole different experience almost every year, every alternate year. And then packing back and going back. When you come to Bombay has that smell that you can't find anywhere.
The moment you land, we know what you mean.
Yeah, I agree.
So it was like that. I mean, all those things were always there in my head. Then college came by, laziness hit in.
Yeah.
You got introduced to alcohol.
Right.
Like, kaun jayega itna dur?
And women, obviously.
Women, women. For sure.
Women came much later, okay? The reason a girl came into my life, I had always this theory, okay? If you have a motorcycle, you have a girlfriend.
Okay.
For 3 years, I didn't have a motorcycle. I did not have a girlfriend.
Okay.
The last year, I bought myself a motorcycle, my first bike, which is a Shogun. And within a week's time, I had a girl.
Okay.
There you go. That's the equation right there. Either it's a motorcycle or it's a guitar. Or it's
either one. I can't do music. I can't keep up.
Maybe
to the
it's
beats.
a podcast.
So I can't do music. I can't dance. I can't sing. I mean, I can't seem to keep up with the beats at all.
Okay. So you just need some liquid courage.
No, he just keeps speeding past it.
Yep,
that's the thing. Yeah. Zoop.
Yeah.
So so everything just shut down. Travel shut down. There was no traveling. There was nothing. There was a dry phase of like 6-7 years, not doing anything, not going anywhere because he never had the money. No, not 6-7 years. We did do Goa in 2003. I came to India in 2003. I wouldn't know if this is getting. I hope my parents don't listen to this. I told my parents that I have tuitions, Vidyalankar classes.
Okay. Oh, Vidyalankar, the famous ones.
This is the famous engineering ones. Okay. And I pulled in some money and we did our first trip to Goa.
Wow.
All 5 of us guys from college.
So don't worry, I'll add you. I'll add myself to your crime also in a while. Yeah.
So that's how that happened.
Yeah.
I never finished engineering. Because I never liked it. Okay. It was not my it was not my cup of tea.
Got it.
So I couldn't understand math. I couldn't understand all that BW and basic electronics and all kind of stuff. It never worked.
No clues.
So things I knew, I kind of did really good. Like for computers and all, I top college with 86%.
Wow.
But mechanics and physics and all 4, 5, 9. So those are
I hear you.
Single digit numbers that I used to have. So the actual travel bug just shut down.
Okay.
Because there was no place to go. क्या करेगा? ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोनावला जाएगा चाय पीने के लिए. I don't drink tea also.
Just for the air.
Just because someone's got a car, let's sit, all pull it and go. Okay. Never thought of riding a bike all the way to Lonavala. First time I got a bike, I did Boashi maybe, but it was all for internal purposes.
Yeah, local rides.
Local rides. I've never called myself a rider also. I mean, who is a rider? Anyone who kickstart a bike and move around is called a rider.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So how do you travel? I mean, is biking the only way to travel? Travel does not, just because I have a bike, I make maximum utilization of it.
True.
Why do I have a bike? Because I don't have money to buy the other 2 tires.
Makes sense.
Maintain nahi kar payega. I can't fill petrol all this time. So it's expensive.
Yeah.
So I have a bike.
Yeah.
Let's make the maximum utilization. And this bike can move. This thing can take me places.
Exactly. It's your extended legs, you can say. Yeah. I agree.
So so over a period of time, okay, so there was this phase that we started working. Small trips here and there over the weekend. एक रात जाओ, दारू पियो, next day वापस आओ. Go to Daman, go to Haryareshwar.
Wow.
And then we go to, where is that? Tharkali.
Oh, the beach, yeah.
Okay, so we went to Tharkali. Okay, we had a couple of friends, we went to Tharkali. It got so boring there. It was just the beach and it was sunny. Then we looked up and Goa is about 150, 200 kilometers or something like that.
Yeah, true.
Chale yaar.
Jate.
We'll go there only. So that's how traveling.
The bug began.
The bug still did not hit me to actually ride motorcycles.
Okay.
For a tour.
Right.
It was like catch a train, go. Catch a bus, go. Catch a flight, go. So mostly it was trains at that point of time. But
true.
Trains I made sure that whenever I travel, I will always eat roadside food.
Okay.
I will not miss a meal on the train.
Okay.
I will eat everything that they give. Even if my stomach gets upset. That's fine with me. They got tablets for that. So these are things that you...
And the tablets are called deal with it.
Deal with it. As a
Red
kid,
pill right there.
As a kid, when you're sent to another country, especially India, and all, my parents are like, don't eat anything that someone's giving you. Don't take melody from someone.
Okay.
And I'm the total opposite. My mom says that I should do the opposite of it. I want veg cutlet. Come, give me one. I want chicken biryani. Everyone says, no, don't eat chicken biryani in the train. I'm like, I'm eating.
Yeah.
So all that thing, getting down at every other station, very small things started building up. Then it came to a phase that every weekend was just go to another bar and sit and drink.
Okay.
Yeah. That started. Then boredom hit me. Like, how much can I do this? I need to do something.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So I started. I got onto Instagram. I saw some videos and like, why can't I do this?
Wow.
Why do I have to stay at home on a Saturday, Sunday, do nothing, just laze out, which I've been doing for the past 25, 30 years maybe.
True.
Why don't I start pushing boundaries? For a fact, I haven't done anything north of Maharashtra.
Okay.
I mean, that's been jinxed. There are a couple of jinxes that has never been broken. For example, during Ramadan, what place is famous in Bombay?
Muhammad Ali Road.
Right? Yeah. I've never gone there during Ramadan.
Wow. Okay.
Because by the time I process that and get ready to go, Ramadan is over, guys. Happy Eid.
I get it.
So there are some things that are jinxed. I can't break it for some reason. Travel, when you're talking about travel, when I went to the US for the first time.
Okay.
If I tell you the place I went to Vegas and I went to New York. Which place do you like?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Was the most boring place for me.
What? Why?
Because there's nothing. It was just a strip. Vegas, Fremont, Vegas was much better.
Okay.
That's old Vegas.
Yeah.
They have a whole street that is covered and they got 3 stages with bands playing and all kind of stuff. That place was nice.
Right.
But New York was a different thing. It's as if you're in a movie.
Oh, okay.
It's as beautiful as you see it in the movie.
Wow.
I mean, you can just look at buildings. I was a proper touristy guy. Looking at, gawking at all the skyscrapers that was there. Out of nowhere, Empire State Building comes out of it,
Wow.
out of somewhere. When you walk a little more, then there is a Statue of Liberty. Oh, it's here.
So Times Square, everything.
Times Square.
yeah.
Times Square was just behind my hotel. I mean, like,
Wow.
is this all so close? I mean, it's actually we're taking a ride on the subway
Okay.
over
Yeah.
there. I haven't done the Mumbai Metro yet.
Yeah. It's
I haven't gotten to it yet.
You haven't missed much. It's cool.
exactly. I
It's
mean,
okay,
what
yeah.
it's
I don't
from
plan to.
Ghatkopar to Warsaw. That's it, and back.
But when I went to New York, I wanted to get into the subway because
Right.
of all the movies that you've seen.
Correct. The experience that you get.
The
outside.
experience that
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
seen. So whatever I've seen, I want to go see it with my own two eyes.
True. You want to live it, basically.
I want to live it. Take a lot of pictures.
Of course.
That's
100%.
a given.
100%.
Okay, go to a place, take 100 pictures, post for 2 months. People still think that you're still there.
Yep.
I put a post up about pictures of 2 years ago, and my aunt calls my mom and says, "Where is he roaming around now?"
So virtual tours is a real thing. I mean, the other day a friend of mine was doing that. He actually posted that on Facebook, right? You can put that, you're traveling from this place to that place.
I did that too.
During lockdown, he's doing that. I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck can you do that?
Yeah,
So,
you could do that.
yeah, I mean, that's something very, very ninja that you can do. But then, yeah, I get it. It's fun. It's fun.
It's fun, but virtually कितना करेगा?
Hmm.
Bore हो जाता है. Virtual dating, people call it.
Hmm.
Such a boring thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw this meme the other day. Suggest me some mobile games. This other guy's like, oh, try long distance relationship. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's so true though. Yeah.
I get it. I mean, yeah.
How can you date virtually? I mean, go meet the person.
Absolutely, yeah. Be with that person. Why not?
Yeah. The thing that you said before, okay, traveling with a lot of people.
Huh.
If you're traveling, especially on touring, or dude, you're going to hate each other after a week.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's you get to see a person really up close. You see,
Wow.
That's what happens when you move in a move-in relationship.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You get to know everything.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's the parallel you can draw from.
Oh, yeah.
There
Hell
you go.
yeah.
So, some are buddies for lifetime.
True. I get it.
Some are like, oh, dude, अपन party करता ना better था. We go
थोड़ा
for
ही
the-
मिल.
We go for those breakfast rides. We have a laugh. We come back. We don't talk to each other. That's fine. But staying with another human being for a particular period of time, everything, especially when you're traveling, is like you'll be sharing a room for sure to save money. There'll be clothes of his or clothes of mine. अरे मेरा पानी पिया, मेरा पेप्सी पिया, मेरा वो पिया. Everything comes. Then there are some people who are like, मैं एक ही रोटी खाया, उसका ही पैसा देगा.
Yeah, that's another one.
Some of those also, yeah.
Okay, so you'll come to know a real thing of people like that. So I'm very choosy of who I travel with if I'm doing a longer trip.
True.
And the lesser, the better. Why? Because
Agreed.
10 people will have 10 different opinions.
And
3 will be only 3 opinions.
it's too much to manage so many opinions. I am totally with you on that.
Yeah, someone wants to have dosa, someone wants to have burji, someone wants to have... And I only travel with a non-vegetarian as much as possible.
You're in the wrong room, my friend.
Yeah. 2 vegetarians right here. But then more chicken for you.
Yeah, that's more chicken for me. But still, I will have to order a separate dish for me. That's expensive, especially when you're on the road.
Yeah. True.
It's always easier to split because you're not going to have a whole chicken gravy and roti and rice and all. A little bit of it.
Yeah.
Everything. So if you have someone to share on the road, it's always better.
Yep.
So when I went to New York, there's not one restaurant I went into and ate. I never had a sit-down dinner
Okay.
with my own money. I went to all the food carts that were there.
Okay.
trucks there.
Yeah.
I lived off the $1 pizzas.
Okay.
All those are the kind of food I had. The only sit-down dinner I had was when I had to meet a client and I had to take him out.
Right.
Actually, he took me out. So
Superb.
that's the only sit-down dinner I had.
Yeah.
Everything else was on the go. It's like McDonald's on the go, Subway
Right.
on the go.
Right.
And go there and have McDonald's is a different thing. It's not the same McDonald's as here. Please don't.
Oh yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah, a lot of people
Even
have
your
told me
run
that.
of the mill, the long shelf life products that you buy, the Coke tastes different.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Got,
people have told me
French
that.
fries taste everything. The Lay's, like very basic
Hmm.
things, is
Everything is
superior
good.
quality over there. The real deal.
True.
Or the first time I came to drank Pepsi here,
Hmm.
they had Lehar.
Leher, correct.
Leher Pepsi.
Huh.
I took one sip of it and spat it out.
Wow.
It tastes like DTT or something like that.
Then he cleaned his toilet with the rest of it and said, okay, I gave it 5 stars.
Cleans really well.
The next vacation onwards, my dad made sure that we had a carton of Pepsi that we
Ah,
brought over.
Good one.
good one.
Because we as kids, we lived on that.
Hmm.
Okay, this Pepsi always. Now I quit Pepsi. I quit all aerated drinks and all kinds of stuff, except for Red Bull and Monster,
Hmm.
and beer.
Oh, of course.
So there are small things like that. Pepsi was horrible at one point in time here.
The Leher Pepsi. Yeah.
And especially when they give you that foldable straw, you couldn't even drink properly.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're in India, you can't touch the lips, the bottle with your lips.
I get it.
All of glass bottles that time.
True, and half of them rusted.
Rusted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Damn messed up. But those days, I guess something that was famous was called Gold Spot.
Yes.
Ever had that?
Yes, Gold Spot, I've had that. But I was more into Maaza that time. Fruity. Sorry,
Mangola.
No,
Fruity.
Fruity was the green box.
Because you had your own, like the Indian drinks were still good though.
Exactly.
The imported rip-off ones were pretty bad.
Messed up.
And just like you said, the lids used to be
Rusted and
the whole
stuff.
bottle would be
Yeah.
messed up and this and that. But yeah, those days we lived on the edge, man.
Oh, yeah.
You drop a Coca-Cola bottle, it used to break. It then used to bounce back. And that's pretty much a reflection of the society we live in right now.
True that. But then those were the days. I mean, so I remember. So my mom and my sister both are ex cabin crews.
Mhm.
So whenever they would come back from a layover or something of that sort, there would be 100% something would come in at.
I'll tell you what will come. What year are we talking about?
So my mom flew till 94. She
Okay,
was
she
with,
got you Macintosh chocolates, quality chocolates.
Yep.
Okay.
Cheese.
A cheese to rahega, Lupark, that's triangle ones.
True.
Okay. Then she got tank.
Yep.
I know. See, this is what I was talking about.
Miniatures.
Miniature tanks.
Yep.
And then
No, miniatures. The alcohol. So she used to bring cognac and whiskey.
that's
and
for her, right? Not
scotch.
for you.
Oh, no, of course not for me. Although I wanted to.
And then she must have got some milk powders.
Yeah, a lot of it. So
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I lived through that because
True,
we used
true.
to get all the. Then Yardley का एक soap आएगा.
correct. Yardley हमेशा आता था.
Lavender वाला.
Imperial leather. beer.
Pears आता था.
Pears, Yardley and Imperial leather also.
फिर Cologne का एक spray आता था.
Hamesha. Always. So Cologne used to be there. So yeah, I mean, I can right now correlate as to how much prep you would do to get things along, and my mom used to just get it like that because she was a cabin crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason, but she was getting it. It was a job. She used to move around every time.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely.
So when you do it, so when we used to come from, so we were in Southeast, right?
Hmm.
We used to get dates.
Wow, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
dates
yeah.
was something we used to get. Date cakes and that. Chocolates.
Perfumes.
Chocolates is a kachra aisa. Perfumes.
True.
Because it was not available in India at that point of time. Now nobody gets anything. Nobody even some of them even don't get luggage.
Let's save 15 kgs in our luggage. Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's the fun part of it. So one of the things I do when I travel, I love beer.
Hmm.
If I go south, I will not have Kingfisher or a Carlsberg or an LP.
Okay.
Okay, I'll have the British Empire.
Okay.
They have something called the Bullet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you go there, you have the local beers.
Right.
I will not have the local alcohol there. The Urak and Urak.
Yeah, how about the People's Beer? Have you tried that one?
Which one?
The People's Beer, something in Goa, which has come off lately.
No, when I go to Goa, it's Kings always.
Goa
But
Kings is
they screwed it up
amazing.
also, but still.
Thoda bahut, but
Yeah.
it's still doable.
So when I went to the US, it was always Bud Light. Corona, I didn't try there because I know it's available here.
Okay.
Why should I?
Absolutely.
So things like that, all those changes is the reason to travel. I mean, you try something different. I will not go eat some weird food. Okay, but I will eat something that I know, I've seen. Obviously, YouTube, you watch a lot of YouTube videos before you travel somewhere and say, okay, fine, this is where I need to go. My lunch is going to be here, my dinner is going to be here. Baki, everything will fall into place.
Right. So maybe a structure to your journey.
At least lunch. But that we will stop here for lunch, or this is where I'm going to go for lunch.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Everything else just revolves around it because that's become your center of the day.
And then you plan your day around it.
Yeah. So that's what we try to do, but it never falls into place. Okay? Either we are 100 kilometers behind, or we just shot past it and nobody's going back. Next McDonald's pe ruk ja.
But then how did you get into, sort of being the biker head that you are right now? How did that journey begin?
I told you, right? So I had a bike and I wanted to move around. I did 20 kilometers, then went to 50, then 100.
Gradual progression.
Last year I did $4,000 in a 7-day period. So it's like, see, there's fear, always fear. So the first time I did a long distance was from here to Goa. I was scared as fuck.
Okay.
Because I have a bad back. And will I be able to sit up that long? It's a 12-hour ride.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll take breaks. Bike ko kuch hoga kya? Mere ko kuch hoga kya? Will my back hold? Will I have a problem? Will my balls hurt? Which is obviously there.
100%.
Okay. I was scared as fuck to go there. I wouldn't go to Pune because I was scared if I couldn't do it. Now, you tell me to go to Pune. I go every 2 weekends.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks, I go there. I don't even stop in Lonavala.
Okay.
I just go straight.
Wow.
Door to door. If I'm in the mood, ruka Lonavala mein ek cigarette mara to para. It's a direct route. So all this, will I be able to do the guards? Will I be able to ride in the night? All that fear of the unknown was big time.
Yeah.
So it's slow and steady. This is gradually picked up.
Yeah.
Then it became kind of a lifestyle, truthfully speaking.
Right.
Because I did this. Now I can do this. I can do this. I can do that.
So there were newer challenges every time that you were sort of picking up and conquering. Wow.
Yeah. So why do I go to a destination? Because I have not been there.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do I want to do go to different states of the country? Because I want to. That's why I'm here, right? Because you want to know.
Absolutely.
So I can tell more stories later.
Yeah.
So otherwise you wouldn't have called me here.
Correct.
So that's the fun of it, right? I mean, you have experiences. It can be anything. So it can be like we were traveling to Kerala. It was 11 in the night. We were going through a tiger reserve. No, elephant reserve.
Okay.
In the middle of the night, I needed to pee bad. We 3 stopped there. Not advised ever. Don't ever do this. Don't stop in between a sanctuary.
Okay.
Right through it. I had to pee bad. Ruka. If you switch off lights, it's total darkness.
Whoa.
Peed. Thought we'll have a quick smoke and then leave. Okay. Because we were riding the range. Lit up a smoke. We hear elephants trumpeting. We leave. We disappear.
You might see a pile of bricks behind. If I was there,
I probably built a building there.
Bricks.
We just vanished from that place.
Fuck.
They are at a distance, but who knows? I haven't heard elephants trumpet. I don't know if they're close or far.
True.
If these things come right through, my bull is not going to do anything.
Yeah,
they'll just crumple it. They won't even know that.
Tons of weight coming your way.
Okay, maybe they're just having a good time. Their party going on, but they trumpeted, and then they didn't even know that we existed there.
Correct.
But that trumpet, we just vanished from that place.
Wow.
See, I can tell you about this now because I did that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's fun stories like that.
Yeah.
So I don't usually ride in the dark.
Okay.
Because bikes, you don't. It's not. I know I exist. Others don't see me. Others can't see me. I don't like riding in the rains because I don't like my underwear to get wet.
There you go, straight up.
Red pill.
Huh? Cool, put on all the jacket. I mean that uh, rain jacket, rain cover, pant pehno, uska shoes ka cover pehno.
And then you're sweaty.
It's hot as fuck in that. Huh?
Yeah.
I can stand out during the summers at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I can ride in a proper jacket in full gear. But those rain protective covers are horrible.
I mean, it's not breathable. I mean, it was fuck all. Even
if it was breathable, it wouldn't be waterproof.
Exactly. It's so messed up.
So for rains, you don't know. 5 minutes is raining, then it's not raining. I don't go to office which is 15 kilometers away during the rains on my bike. Because I could be all the way to office, 1 kilometer away from the office, or even 200 meters away from the office. 30 seconds of rain is going to soak my wet socks up.
True.
I don't want that.
True. And it's scary also considering the type of people who are driving around you.
Chaddi gilli is the worst thing. That's it. I can't keep tugging on that every now and then after.
That's an awfully cranky day at the office.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
cranky day anywhere, man.
Sachin Tendulkar all the way. It's messed up, man. It's messed up. For me, rains and riding, I don't go really well with that.
It's fun.
No,
it's fun
it's not
in
fun.
in a way. When you want to actually enjoy the rains. Okay, riding in the rain, there are people who prefer to do only riding in the rain.
Oh, okay.
Because of the slush and the mud and the water traction is different.
Right.
There's a lot of people who love that. There's not much heat. Okay. They absolutely love it. I think that their mom still wash their clothes. I guess that's the reason. Okay.
Okay.
Getting rid of muck from the shoes is the most irritating one. I'm sure.
I swear.
But if you want to go for I do this every year. I take the bike out. I wear the half helmet. I have a hip flask with rum or whiskey in it. On a very heavy raining day. Move around Kharghar.
Okay.
Really downpour. Just a plastic bag with a couple of cigarettes or something in that wrapped up.
Your phone and everything.
Yeah, maybe the phone. Maybe spend half an hour, 1 hour in the thing. Come back. Get drenched completely. And that kida is off me. Then I don't want to ride in the rain. But sometimes you're forced to ride in the rain.
Yeah.
Because it's India.
Right.
You say it's going to be a sunny day tomorrow, it's going to be rainy. If you say it's going to be a rainy day tomorrow, it's going to be sunny.
Wow.
So it's India. You have to face the rain someday or the other. But intentionally going out for a rainy ride, count me
Not
out.
as much. And interesting you say, because rainy rides have been really scary for me. AB-chan, if you're listening, you remember the rainy ride where you lost your spectacles, right? I mean, so we weren't even sort of, no one even rammed into us or anything of that sort. We were just riding. There was a ditch and we both fell. I mean, it was
That's normal because you can't see the ditch.
Exactly.
Because it's filled with water. You don't know if it's a ditch.
Exactly. And Abhishek, who AB-chan, the part of the podcast, he was there riding pillion. We were going for our office work and we couldn't avoid that because there was we had to go to Bhiwandi, if I'm not wrong, and we were somewhere near Ghansoli area, and this ditch just showed up out of nowhere. We were lucky that the vehicles behind us stopped, but we fell real bad. So
I remember such a thing. So between Bhandup and Mulund there's a link road.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going on the bike. I'm on the bike. Okay, I had a Pulsar that time. My then girlfriend was behind me. I'm pointing her to the right. I'm telling her that there's a big ditch there. I know that this water filled that. There's a ditch there. And bam, I fell here. There's another ditch here. Because over there, the water covers the whole road.
True.
So the ditch I knew existed. And then came another ditch.
Exactly. Now is the time to buy motocross. That's the only way in Mumbai, man. There's craters every freaking where.
I think in Bombay monsoon, the only thing to buy is a fucking boat. That's the only thing that's left.
Ola boat.
I used to work right at Carter's Road. That's where my music school was, where I used to teach. And and you would come from Milan Subway.
Oh, I remember those days you used to tell me.
Milan Subway is just like Venice, just 1,000 times uglier, okay? Because you're like, man, take my bike and give me a boat right now. 'cause
You
it's
you
like
throw a bottle of water at Milan subway, it gets flooded, man. It's damn messed up.
pretty bad.
It's pretty bad in Mumbai. I mean, we've been stuck for hours or probably the overnight in the Bombay rains. It's real bad. It's not a place to ride, man. I hate riding in rains in Mumbai.
Mumbai is not a place to be. I mean, you can't tour in Mumbai.
I mean, it's not a ride per se, but the ride to your work is dreadful.
Yeah.
It's already ekdam.
So I want to ask you one thing. So what was the first major trip according to you that you did and you thought, okay, you know what, I have a knack for this. Like, hey, this is something that I want to passionately do. What was that one trip where you said, okay, fuck yeah, let's do this?
I can't say it's my first trip that made that because I don't remember most of my trips. But there is this one particular, like I said, about let me take you back to the US. Okay, so that trip, my boss told me that you can't go out. Don't go out. It's February. It's going to be really cold and all kind of stuff. I said, okay. I don't care what he said.
Of course.
Okay. So I'm staying near Times Square. I got out of the hotel. It's about -2 or something like that. I think so. It's drizzling and it's windy.
Oh.
Okay, I'll tell you the way I traveled. Okay. I did not catch a bus. I did not catch a taxi. I did not even hire one of the Citibank cycles. I walked. I walked all the way from Times Square all the way to Hudson River.
Okay.
I walked through the lanes, the alleys. I just kept walking. Okay. Because I wanted to see. Because if I sit in a car, I'm going to miss what just went by.
Yeah.
That's the difference of riding a bike and a car. Car, you're going to miss a lot of stuff that just passes by.
True.
A bike, no, you won't. Okay.
Yeah.
So I walked all across New York. But after I came back, I understood I should have walked the other side also because that is where Central Park was.
Okay.
I didn't know that. So I walked all the way to Hudson River, caught a ferry, went to see Statue of Liberty. That's where you should do a lot of research because the ferry I took only just went around Statue of Liberty. Later, I come to know that we can actually go to the island also, which I didn't know.
Okay.
I went to Empire State Building. They said it's about $30 to go upstairs. And I looked up, it was cloudy. I said, no, I don't go. It's not worth it, right?
Yeah.
You can't see the skyline anyway. And $30, no way I'm going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I walked around New York in that cold. Okay. I have videos which I can show you how cold it was. I'm wearing those big mittens. I walk up to a liquor store, pick up a bottle of Bacardi Gold, have a swig, walk, grab a $1 pizza, grab a hot dog, grab a burger, make a day out of it.
Right.
Beautiful.
So that's my kind of stuff. Okay, I want to go hands-on. There's no fun if you don't do it. If you want to experience it, you have to walk through places.
So now I can correlate because whenever you're riding, you're actually going through the whole experience as such, right?
It's just there, zoop, gone. But when you walk down, your pace is all down. You know things are happening. Oh, there's a donut store. There's a coffee shop there. There's that there. There's this here. But then you're walking with an intent to see stuff.
Exactly. You're not just on your phone or just in your head.
You're not on your phone. Yeah. You're not just jaywalking. I mean, you're walking with an intent. I wanted to see Best Buy. It's just a retail store like Croma. But Best Buy बहुत सुना है ना? Macy's बहुत सुना है. Victoria's Secret का शॉप में जाना क्या मेरे को?
The secret is out.
Yeah. You notice the women also.
Oh yeah.
Which you don't as much as you just whiz by. Yeah.
Correct.
So FT में बहुत देखा है Victoria's Secret. क्या है देखने का? In real life. So those are the kind of experiences when I talk about when we travel. I only eat food that I'm a little familiar with.
Fair.
Okay. I eat all meat. So that's fine. But I won't go eat a bat.
You want to leave that for Ozzy Osbourne. On stage. Not somewhere in China. So I've eaten crickets. I've eaten silkworms and all kind of stuff. I have a friend who's from Nagaland. When she comes down, she gets all this stuff and like, okay, I'm going to try this for once. Okay, done. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've eaten one cricket.
Experienced.
I've eaten cricket. So if anyone has anything strange I've eaten fried cricket and silkworms. How many? One piece of each. But I've done it.
Of course. So that's where you can share, right? Because you've done it. Done that.
I've done it, yeah. So when traveling, well, like you asked, I mean, what made you keep doing this more? This experience of doing everything, feeling everything. So one of my dreams is to go to Egypt. I don't know for what reason.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I just want to go towards the pyramids. I want to see that. Dude, that was built so many years ago. I mean, you can't even count how many centuries ago. I have no idea.
Agreed.
But how
True.
did they do that?
It's magnificent.
They still don't know, by the way. They
Exactly.
have multiple theories about it.
True.
Probably the Transformers did it. Who knows? But I want to go. If they allow it, I want to go touch it. And so I'm here, right? I mean, I can tell. Okay, I've touched the pyramids.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you've actually felt it. I mean, it's not just the presence of it, but actually felt it with your bare hands. So
that's why I don't go to museums. They don't let you touch anything.
Oh, you'll be arrested very soon.
Oh, absolutely.
Sir, we need you to vacate. I'm like, shut up.
So when there's a touch and feel, it's a different connect completely.
Yeah.
Agreed. True.
I wouldn't go to a fine dine restaurant when you're traveling in India. I'll go to the most shadiest looking place.
Yeah.
But they usually serve the best tasting food.
And don't look at the kitchen.
That's a difficult task.
You don't want to kill your appetite right before you begin. You want to eat something good and you're like, oh shit.
And remember the pill?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Deal with it.
We have that always as backup.
Yeah.
The tastiest meal in your ride?
I think the tastiest meal I had was vada pav.
Okay.
I mean,
I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, okay.
I mean, that's the go-to meal that you can have.
I mean, it's. Don't you think it's usually that food when you're actually out on the run and I mean, I guess that is why the vada pav was invented back then. For a typical Mumbaikar, you can just grab a vada pav and keep on running. But the best one, where did you have that?
See, some random tapri that was there, obviously. See, the vada pav is obviously to do with the chutney. If that dry chutney is good enough. See, you go to Lonavala sometimes, especially at Bushi Dam and all kind of stuff. In the rains, there's this guy who walks around selling hot vada pavs right in the middle of things. I mean, those chutneys are awesome too. So, like you said, it's on the go food.
Correct.
If you're talking about a sit down meal somewhere, where did I have a good meal or what's the best meal I've had? Anywhere I went in Kerala.
Okay.
You go anywhere, you get beef and parota.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like an emotion for us.
True.
Okay, you can't beat that.
True.
Okay, so that's any meal over there in Kerala was awesome.
Right.
So it's a kind of food. I will not try anything that I'm not familiar with when I'm on a ride. The basics like beef fry, alfam, all those kind of stuff I will have. So
what's alfam?
Alfam is a roasted chicken.
Okay.
Okay, that's made in a way that the drippings fall into the rice.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it's got a completely different flavor. It's a little on the saltier side. That and mandi and all. I mean, you can keep eating food. I can show you pictures and pictures of just food.
Okay. But all this on your ride, your journey. And everything.
On my journey. Mostly it's on the journey. And the best food, if I were ever to have, is obviously mom's cooking.
Oh, nothing beats that.
Nothing beats that. I mean, I think I picked up cooking also because of her cooking skills.
Right.
And then another thing is that I was staying here alone, so I had to learn to cook. I can spend a whole day watching just YouTube videos on cooking.
Wow. For me, I remember once we were going to Silvassa for a team outing or something of that sort. And out of nowhere, we see some random shady dhaba, which is right next to a petrol pump. We obviously are carrying alcohol. So they allowed us good freaking stuff for dirt cheap. I guess per person, we might have paid not more than $100-$150, which included chapatis and chicken and dal and rice and everything. And full blown meal and dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap. See, like I said, you go to certain places for certain food.
Yeah.
So in Goa, if you go to Guru Bar, okay, that's at Anjuna, you should have the tuna sandwich there.
Tuna sandwich.
Okay, and then there's a food truck at Anjuna which is called Noronas.
Okay.
You should try the chorizo pav there. There's a food truck opposite that supermarket which has wraps and rolls.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff, heavy stuff.
So I'm going to Goa soon, so I'm going to go there.
I wouldn't say go to the burger factory ever because it's too much bread and less meat.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. It was fine. At least I'm a vegetarian. Perhaps.
But the bread is too much.
Okay. Yeah, that I'll agree with.
Because the bread is too much for the condiments that's inside.
Correct.
It's too much of a bread ratio. There is this Marathi, a seafood eating place, full Indian style, where you can get crabs and fish. I forgot the name. I'll get you the name later. That's also in Goa. You go to every restaurant has its own quality. You can't go to a biryani wala and tell you fried rice bana ke do.
So you need to have what his specialty is.
Yeah, you can't go to Bhagat Tara Chand. I'm sure you love Bhagat Tara Chand, right?
Yep.
You can't go have Chinese there.
That's too wrong.
Yeah, recently some guys in office ordered some food from there. Like I said, he's like, bakwas tha. Kya mangaya? Mushroom chili. You're supposed to only order dal tadka, bindi fry, and rotis, chapatis.
So surprising, the only thing which I enjoyed at Bhagat Tarachan was Karela.
Karela is also nice. The bindi fry is also here.
Bindi fry is to die for.
Okay,
Totally.
This is good. And there's a way to eat the chapatis. You can't have all buttered chapatis. You buy 2 buttered chapatis and buy 3 normal chapatis.
Plain ones, yeah.
Because the butter is too much. It gets into your head. So every place has its own
true charm and own.
And you're only supposed to order that from there.
Correct. I am totally with you on that. I mean, we just had a small food journey. This was too good. Yeah. But yeah, I think the best food that you can typically have is the most raw and local that you can sort of get to.
Anything that gives you some kind of warmth. Okay, I mean, it's like satisfaction. See, on rides you don't eat much.
Right.
Okay? When you're on the go, you try not to eat much. Then otherwise, the things process fast, and then we have to find a washroom and all kind of stuff. Everything comes into picture when you're talking about long rides.
Yeah.
When you're talking about going 700 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers a day.
Right.
You can't afford to have a lot of food in you.
Right.
You eat little, travel far, so that processes faster also, and then you eat a little more. So you do about 300 kilometers, take a break, eat a snack. Usually it's a little on the expensive side. A protein bar would work.
Yeah.
Chocolates work.
Yep.
That's the kind of food you're supposed to have on the road. But I don't care. I'll have chicken chili and
and a beer.
No, beers probably in the last leg, maybe the last 10 kilometers away from the destination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not before that.
So you need to be alert as well.
It has to be a clean night before doing a long tour. It has to be a clean night. That's as simple as that.
Yeah. So my friend Dominic, if you're listening, we partied for 3 nights straight, and then on the 4th night we were in Goa.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can party all the way to Goa as long as I'm not driving.
Oh, this guy was driving, by the way.
Yeah. We have all done that. I mean, it's not that we have not done it. Yeah. There was this crazy time. So when I picked up my first new motorcycle, it was a Pulsar. Okay, that time the Royal Enfield was for like 50 grand.
Okay.
Pulsar was 55 grand.
Yeah.
Okay, but I was in college. I just got out of college. A lot of drinking happening. A lot of drinking and riding happening. Not wearing helmet. Wear a baseball cap and travel around. But over time, you start to think, what stupid stuff did we do in life?
Exactly. Yeah.
Anything could have happened, right?
True.
That time I was scared to buy the Royal Enfield because I was scared that I will not be able to ride it because I drink and drive. I bought a Pulsar. Now, when I've sold the Pulsar at last after 12 years, when I decided to buy a bike, then I'm mature enough now. I will not drink and drive. Even if I were to drink, there's Ola everywhere.
True that.
Why not do that?
Yeah,
let's pick up a Royal Enfield. That's how I picked it up. Because you should know what you are personally.
Yeah.
If you know that you drink and drive, buy something equally easy to drive. Have a battery powered cycle if you want.
Agreed. Something which is less dangerous when you're.
There's nothing called less dangerous.
On a bad day, nothing is less dangerous.
There's nothing. It's just stupidity that we did at one point of time. Now I can talk about it and say that you should not do it. Now the kids at that time will say, at that age will say, like, oh, tu uncle hai, tu kuch bhi bolega. We never listened. They're not going to listen.
True. True. So we used to have this reason, right? The car is driven better when I'm slightly tipsy.
Yeah, better, definitely.
But then,
all sorts of new driving skills get unlocked.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
So this movie is there, right? Wolf of Wall Street, where Caprio thinks he did a clean run from the golf,
I remember.
from the club
most
to
messiest run in the history of runs. Yeah.
clean run from the club to his home. He's like, perfect. I drove perfectly home. But you know what happened, right?
Yeah. Delusions, just delusions.
Yeah, it's illusions. I mean, when you're at least at the right time, change your mindset and work around it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So what are the more longer rides that you've done, and if you've done any mountain trips? Tell me something about that.
I've told you already. I haven't done north of Maharashtra.
Even like Kerala. Have you done Ooty or something like that?
Yeah. So when we went to Wayanad, then we were at Munnar. Hills तो इधर ही है लोनावला में तो हर weekend जाता हूँ. So mountains are fun. Mountains are fun because of the curves. And then we have Chorla Ghat and we have Amboli Ghat. So all those are fun. Equally dangerous, but fun.
True.
Yeah. Now, if you're coming up with the question, I'm a mountain guy or a beach guy, I'm both. Depends on the day. So, do I love the mountains? Yes, I do love the mountains. Do I love the beach? Yes, I do love the beach.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you can't.
So I've heard stories like one of my friends, the same friend who has a farmhouse in Karjati, he told me that this group of like 20, 30, like huge gang of bikers, they reached, their itinerary got a little messed up. They reached Ooty at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And the second they reached over there, their hands were so frozen that they reached at a hotel, ordered like steaming hot water, like a big tray arrived. And all these 20 people are like dipping their hands into boiling hot water.
Wow.
Because they can't really feel anything. So
Very
stuff
true.
like that, like, like just hitting the road and just going for it. Whatever happens. So, yeah.
It's a very nice thing to say. It feels all cool and stuff.
Yeah.
No, when you're living it, it's like
Correct.
you're all there.
Yeah. There is a guy down south. His name is Sharad Sinha. He does this. 6 months of the year, he lives up in the hills.
Wow.
Okay, he does this for a living. Amazing. I mean, the rides he takes, what all he does. I mean, you should check him out once later. He's gone everywhere.
What's the name again?
Sharad Chinoy.
Sure. Okay.
So he's done that, and this is this picture of him. It's like it's all dust.
Okay.
See, you need to be in that to do that. For example,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play Holi for just one splash. You're playing Holi, you play it full.
Play it properly.
Others don't play.
Correct.
It's irritating. So it's like that. Some people go do this as what they want. I want to do it too, but can I do it? Maybe I'll sit it out. I want a more cleaner ride. I want a more of an experience. I mean, will I do off-roading more or long touring more?
Yeah.
I like touring better than off-roading because after an off-road experience, I'll have to sit with the mechanic and spend an extra cash. And obviously, I'm 39 now. Can I do off-roading? Yes, I can do off-roading. Do I want to do it? I would sit it out because I would rather have more of an experience of traveling to places on a smoother way.
Right.
Like, for example, before everyone used to travel by trains.
Yeah.
दूसरा state जाने का train. Nobody used to catch the flight because it was 1,000 rupees expensive or 1,500 rupees expensive. More expensive than train. Now would you do that?
Nah.
No. Why? But there are people who live it out, right?
Yeah.
In the trains.
Correct.
So it's the same kind of thing. After a certain age period or a time, you're like, nah, we need a little more comfort. But I also want to do this.
Correct.
So I kind of push it to a level, but I still need my comfort. I want to end the day at a place which has an air conditioner in it. I want to have good sound sleep. I want to have a hot shower, especially if it's a tiring ride. Yeah, it looks all macho and all that. Okay, fine, you're doing everything, but it's not. Let the 25-year-olds do it.
Yeah. let us live through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm living my life. I mean, I want to see how many 39, 40-year-olds will do it when they're 40.
True that.
Most of them hang up the boots and like, yeah, bus ho gaya. Most of them have a car and then they travel around that. It's not that I don't love cars. I love cars.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But this is the path I chose. I mean, I have a motorcycle. I want to travel by that. If I ever have the money to buy a car, I'll buy a car and I'll travel by that. Then all my vlogs will be blogs and photos will be of cars.
So you reach a point, right, when you become a fan of convenience and comfort also.
Yeah.
It's much required.
See, I've heard about this. I'm not sure how true it is. I've heard the Russians, when they go on a vacation, they work themselves out really hard and they tire themselves out during the vacation and they come back more relaxed.
Okay.
Apparently, okay. To get back. While we go for vacation to relax.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know how is it. So there are people who do it.
Yeah.
You want to travel, you want to make it a struggle to travel by doing all this, you can do that. Maybe that's your way of liking stuff.
Correct.
Or you can do it smoothly. I mean, if I want to do an all India tomorrow, I won't do 600, 700 kilometers a day. I'll do 300 kilometers a day. Stop, rest, because I know I have to be on the road for the next 90 days. I have to plan it out because my body is not the same as before.
Correct.
Smoking doesn't help. Drinking doesn't help. The kind of food habits I have don't help. So it is more of comfort now, but also want to do this.
But then, I mean, the way, if you see it, I mean, it's not just comfort, but then even the experience which you were actually sharing, I could almost live it the way you were, sort of explaining it out. But one point I wanted to really be curious about is what sort of people you've come across while you're riding. I mean,
mostly
this is going to be fun.
Okay. Yeah. I have made really good friends.
Yeah.
Some of them are like stuck with me. I mean, again, I started this actual riding, traveling stuff back in 2018. And I just started doing smaller routes and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I have met people, I don't want to talk to them ever again, which I've told them on that night when we sat drinking that, dude, I'm never going to ride with you. And this is the reason why.
Yeah.
So, like I said, after an age, you can tell people bluntly, see, dude, I can't ride with you.
Right.
See, dude, I'm not going to talk to you again.
True.
Phone mat karna. Now you can do that. I have 2 friends, that's it.
Makes sense.
Both of them not riders.
Okay.
Non-riders. Okay, I known them for the last 15 years now.
Wow.
That's it. Those 2 guys. Rest are all friends. Very good friends. They're in as long as they want to be there.
Yeah.
They want to move. Okay, bye. That's it.
Simple. Yeah.
I mean, it comes a point in life that you can't keep everyone in a circle.
True.
You're not in college anymore. You're not in school anymore because you know for the next 5 years you're stuck in that college. So you have to make friends for that 5 years. After 5 years or 4 years, they go to different parts of the world.
Yeah.
If they call you on your birthday, good. If they don't, okay, it's also
still good.
Most of our old friends call or I call is when we need work, something to be done, right?
Yeah.
When is the last time you called an old friend of yours, a really old one, from your college days and told, hey, dude, let's hang out?
Been a while.
You probably must have called, dude, ye kuch hai kya there was?
Correct. It happened today only.
Kuch reference hai kya? Kuch hai kya? That's the only reason we call your old buddies.
Yeah.
You make buddies with people who are easily available. I think that should be the way you should make friends. You should not make friends with people who live in different states yet. So milta hi nahi, long distance.
Yeah. Back to the best mobile games.
LDR.
And that too, like panning across multiple apps and all.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Sweet. So tell us about like how did the Instagram thing begin for you?
That's an interesting.
That's a funny story I was telling Virat. So my manager in 2016, she was after me to start putting up Instagram posts. I opened the site. So I made an, what do you say, an ID on Instagram, some random name I made, Robbie1241 or something like that I made, or whatever they gave me. I looked at the thing, I couldn't understand shit in it. I'm an Orkut Facebook guy that time.
Yeah.
That time, okay? Now I hate Facebook. I understood nothing in it. I uninstalled the app. So my manager always knew that I had something on the creative side.
Correct.
I'm a Virgo. Okay. I'm a Virgo and I'm always into the creative side. I take photographs, I draw, I paint. I don't paint, I draw. Okay. So all that kind of stuff. She's like, do it. No, I didn't do it. 2017, there was a bike launch. This brand picked up a lot of influencers, took them all the way to Rajasthan.
Wow.
5 days, ITC Maratha.
Wow.
They got the bikes to ride for 5 days. Stay, food, sab kuch, a lot of goodies and that and this. Then I started looking at them. And some of these are my friends.
Yeah. Eyes on the prize.
Eyes on the prize. मेरे को फोटो खींचने को आता है. मेरे पास भी बाइक है. मेरे पास एक्स्ट्रा दाढ़ी भी है. गॉगल्स पहनने का, फोटो खींचने का, बट चीज चाहिए मेरे को.
True.
That's also experience.
Agreed.
It feels nice, right? When you get invited for a launch and they're like, bike launch hai, aaja na ye mill mein. Wow. Feels good, right?
Yeah.
It feels good that you don't have to spend money. Maybe one t-shirt less you have to buy.
Yep.
Feels good when someone sends you an engine oil, which saves about 2,000 rupees of your servicing time.
True. I agree.
It's not easy though. It took me about 4 years.
To build that, yeah.
Out of the 4 years, 2 years was lockdown.
Agreed.
Okay, it took time. It sometimes I think that let me just shut it down. But then someone pops on like, what's your address? We'd like to send you something. Or like, wow, this is what I'm doing. So Instagram is, or any social media is fraud.
Okay.
Okay. So I think Virat wanted to talk about how someone is masculine and all that stuff. Right? I can't even pronounce that word. So looking at my pictures, dude, I'm nowhere close to being so masculine and all. I just look like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, when I open my mouth, I'm like a kid or a toddler. My girlfriend calls me a fraud. I'm like, photo aisa dalte hai.
No, but that's masculine in itself because you don't even care. You're so enjoying fucking having a good time doing your shit.
Exactly.
So you don't care about it.
Okay. But yeah, I don't actually care. I mean, let it happen. What has to happen.
True.
But I wouldn't have the same thought process 15 years ago maybe. Sabhi like, log kya sochega? Abhi मैं क्या करूं? So over time, when you have a job, a career, and everything is falling into place a little bit, you can venture out to doing stuff like this and don't care a fuck about it.
Correct.
But at that age, you yourself don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that time we need to think of like, oh, what would people think?
Right.
So yeah, that's the thing. I don't give a fuck. I mean, yeah, I do give a fuck that my pictures have to go up proper. My videos have to be done properly. I won't put a blurred picture even as a story. I would edit my pictures for stories also.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's something particular that I have. I guess that's why it took off. Now it's stuck again. Now maybe it'll push up again later. So that's how the whole Instagram thing. Fukat cheez chahiye tha.
No, but it's so cool now that, I mean, we went through your page and everything and you're making your impact. I mean, people follow you on a regular basis and they like to keep up and it's inspiring for even for someone younger who's trying to do this.
Yeah.
Right? To look at that and be like, yeah, man, that lights up a fire under my ass. I want to do something like that. Exactly. I mean, the same thing is with music. I used to watch the guitar player from Bon Jovi, Phil X. I used to watch his videos when this guy used to stand in a corner demoing old vintage guitars. This fuck all shady room where like, oh, today we're playing a guitar from 1966. By the way, I haven't been paid for the last 4 videos. Anyway, I'm going to do this. So and he's singing some Deep Purple song. Next time he's singing some Black Sabbath. And he's singing and playing together at the same time. And John Bon Jovi, Richie Sambora, the old guitar player, had just quit. He's like 35 years of touring. I don't want to do it anymore. And John Bon Jovi goes like, okay, I want to hire this guy because he's singing and playing, having such a good time by himself.
Yeah.
That this is the guy that I want on stage with me. And that's how it happens. I mean, you don't know where people discover you. They get motivated, or they feel the fire that you're feeling. I mean, you're the one who's having a ride. Put up a picture or a video of that, and someone else sitting in their bloody desk job looks at that, and for them that's like the ray of hope. They're like, fuck yeah, I'm taking off this Sunday.
The silver lining to this conversation, I would typically say, is you need to put yourself out there. You just can't you yourself as a
that's another thing. That's the right point. I mean, when there's someone at a desk job who's in their 40s, when they see me, okay,
anyone, it could be a guy like me in my 20s.
There are two ways of this. Okay, there's one is the guys in my age. Okay, most of them, 99% of them are married. Okay, they're probably going through a midlife crisis. They're just going to a desk job. Weekend bar mein baithega. That's where it hit me also. I have to get out.
Right.
I can't just sit in the same bar every weekend and just drink and go to sleep. That's when I started. But I didn't see anyone and get it done. I mean, I just pushed myself. Let's go.
Correct.
And we started doing that. It became good. It can be an eye-opener that, or a thing that, oh, dude, if he can do it, I can do it too. Now, the younger kids. Now, I did say that I don't give a fuck about what people think, right? But you should know kids can get influenced really far.
Agreed.
So I do not put anything that I do anything about smoking. There are no pictures of me having a cigarette on it.
Yep.
Beers, I leave it on it. Okay. All pictures, if it's riding, has to be in gear. Those are basics.
Correct.
Okay. So I don't want to be a person who does stuff. People look at it, they're like, wow, cool. And they try to copy me, but they shouldn't copy me for what I'm doing.
Exactly. You're responsibly putting out content.
Yeah, I should be responsible that way. Correct. Also. Because there are kids who are actually looking at me like, aisa daadi chahiye mere ko. I've got video calls here from kids. Random.
True.
Sir, मेरे को दाढ़ी नहीं आ रहा है. 4 महीने से उस तरह का ऑयल लगा रहा है. Beard oil लगा रहा है. मैं बोला, how old are you? 22. Then I send him a picture of me.
From 22.
Of 20. दाढ़ी है मेरे पे? नहीं है. सिर्फ बाल है. आएगा. It'll come. Wait. Then they'll say, what some elderly guy, 30-year-old guy or 27-year-old, दाढ़ी पैच वो कर रहे हैं. ऑयल लगाओ क्या? बोलो ऑयल मेरे सर पे भी लगाओ क्या? It's hair anyway. Yeah. If it works on your beard, it's definitely going to work on the hair.
True.
So when you look at it, if you read my bio, I do a lot of stuff. I do motorcycling also. I'm not when you introduced me, you said I am a what biker? I'm a biker enthusiast.
Yep.
No, I am not.
Okay.
If you talk to me anything mechanical about the bike, I'll say mechanico pucho.
You're paying him for a reason.
I use the bike as a mode of transport.
Yeah.
To get me to places. Made me a biker. Made me a motorcyclist.
Right.
Because you guys named it. Because you guys saw post.
Right.
वो बाइक नहीं है और मैं अकेला खड़ा रहेगा तो पोस्ट लाइक करेगा.
True.
If I don't wear a jacket, wear a normal t-shirt and jeans and stand there, will you like the post? बाइक लेके आया, उसके साथ सनग्लास पहन लिया, उसके साथ जैकेट पहन लिया, फोटोज आया. You guys started calling me a motorcyclist. I don't even know.
Right.
It's just a tool of expression.
It's just a tool of expression, man.
Correct.
It's a prop also. Yeah. But do I know how to ride a bike? Yes, I do know how to ride a bike. There are people who do not do that and still push around a bike. But I do know how to ride a bike, but I do not know the mechanical part of it. I am scared to be on the roads because I have a case where I have the fear of speed and traffic because of the other assholes on the road.
Agreed.
Which I realized later when I actually drove a road with a group of guys.
Yeah.
When I was traveling alone or when I used to do Lonavala alone or Damanal or something. I didn't realize it because I was going at my own pace. But when I rode with a group for the first time, second time, I realized that I'm slowing the whole group down.
Oh.
Then I realized, I checked it up, I Googled it, researched it, then I can know, ये scene है मेरे साथ.
Okay.
गांड पड़ता 100 पे constant जाएगा तो.
Agreed.
So, like I said, it's a mode of transport. Tomorrow, if I have a good 4x4, maybe I may not ride a bike.
Of course.
Yeah. The tool of expression changes over there.
Yeah.
Tool of expression changes. Then you'll call me a driver. See,
Off-roader.
The motorcycle grew on me.
Yeah.
Unlike so many motorcyclists out there, Papa, ये उस ज़माने में bike चलाता था, वही bike मेरे को दिमाग में आया. I was drawn by. Dude, I was raised in Saudi. I've never seen a bike in my life.
Right.
It was, like I said, why did I get my first bike? Because I wanted a girlfriend, right?
Mode of expression.
Mode of expression, necessity.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you said, okay, I want to start doing these long trips? I mean, you were doing it already.
2018.
2018
Wow.
is when, along with the whole Instagram thing.
Yeah.
So it took you your fair bit of journey.
So 2018, if you see the New Year day one post, it was a resolution that I wanted to travel.
Yeah.
Okay. The first day I put a post saying new roads, new destinations or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. On the second day of the year, my boss calls me and says, okay, fine, get ready, get your visa done. You're going to the US.
Wow.
There we go. Now the travel bug actually continues.
Amazing.
Okay.
So,
Then that's the year when I did Goa. That's the year I started moving further from getting out of Mumbai and going a little further, doing 350 kilometers a day to and fro. So it actually built on me. I mean, it grew on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not something that I set out to do.
Right.
It grew on me. So once it grew on me, I don't want to let it go.
Yeah.
True.
I want to stay. You make me 8,000 people know me. Stay. I like more people to know me. I like the recognition. Not everyone can be Shah Rukh Khan, but I can be a small Shah Rukh Khan in my own way.
Yeah.
I hate that guy anyway. But still, you know what I'm trying to say. Being popular, who doesn't want to be popular?
True that.
And did you have like role models growing up in terms of like
No one.
people who travel or biking?
No.
Just it. You stumbled across it and it grew on you.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. It was nothing.
Like a perfect example of let life happen to you. People,
Exactly.
Like I'm telling you, the younger generation. Because I teach guitar as well. I run a like an academy. I've got kids who come in with like, what is the next thing that we can do? What is the next novelty that we can have? Like, fucking go out and just live first.
Eat dirt.
Exactly.
That's what we did, right?
So
Exactly,
bubble wrapped into everything. Just the child lock, inventing of the child lock was the worst thing. I tell people, like, okay. Because so this is what these 16, 18, 21, 22-year-olds come and like, what is the next big thing, the next novelty that we can achieve? And like, just live out there and you will find something that can be your calling, cannot be your calling. And if it's not, it's just another step closer to what can really be your calling.
Exactly.
And just find that and let the life happen to you instead of you trying to control. You're just available out there.
Exactly.
To exploring, like how he said, it's the experiences.
100%.
Like how you posted new road, new destinations on the first. So you made yourself available. Hey, I want to travel. I want to do this. I'm open to receiving anything. And boom, 2nd of Jan, you get that call. So
putting yourself out there and the self-affirmation towards it, man. Amazing, man.
The kids nowadays should kick more cans and eat dirt. They're not doing that enough.
Truer words haven't been spoken. Yeah.
I mean, they're all stuck to their phones. I mean, you shouldn't let them use their phones here. I mean, they should do that. I mean, kids have to do this. I mean, the parents have become too overprotective nowadays. The child lock. Needed, after a certain time, take it off.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to be scarred somewhere or the other.
Exactly.
As a child.
No, and they're delaying that process with the whole bubble wrapping. Nah?
And that hits them even more harder later on.
Yeah.
So one thing I have as a thing is that if you're studying, you should study far away from home, especially your college days. if you are working, work close to you. Because when you're studying, especially that the key frame of 17, 18, 19, 20, if you're left alone, you will learn how to fend for yourself.
Right.
You
Street
won't,
smarts.
you won't have your mom washing your clothes. You won't have your dad's. You have a limited amount of money that comes in that you need to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
You might go hungry at some nights because you didn't have the money to, because you spent it the day before. So you will balance it out. You will learn a lot of things at that way. And if you don't learn it at that age, you're never going to crack it. Yeah. It's like a language.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can't speak English, or if you've broken English for like 25, 30 years, you're not going to learn the language in 2 days. So, yeah, they should kick more cans and eat dirt.
I agree.
True.
I mean, that's the age, right? The foundation when you can actually do that. But now that we are talking about kids, how about what would be that one thing you would say to the 18-year-old Rob? Or maybe some message.
Not so beardo, Rob.
Sab ho jayega re. Just give it time, sab ho jayega. Just don't worry about stuff. 18-year-old was worried about which college he'll get into. Once he got into a college, will any college accept him? Once he got into college, dude, I'm not able to, I can't study this. I'll be on the road. I'll be begging for food. I don't have a job. I will never get a job in my life. Those are the fears when you're left alone again. You're not with family. You're left alone and all the kind of stuff. I mean, if I knew this to my 18-year-old guy, I would have told Instagram, jaisa chalu hoga platform.
No, I'm pretty sure you would tell him to buy stock in Apple or HDFC
Crypto.
or crypto when it's about to come
Dude,
out.
Aisha.
Oh
yeah.
Aisha was... Why go worldwide? India में हो जाता.
Same. True.
मैं खुद को बोलता, don't sell your first bike, don't buy the second motorcycle, just invest that money into Aisha and wait for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
तभी 18 वाला क्या बोले? 20 years. तब देखते.
Yeah. This is a catch-22. Huh?
Correct.
You hate if you're different, and you hate if you're the same.
Absolutely.
This is the scene.
So I would. So if I were to talk to my 18-year-old guy, myself, I would say, watch out for an app that's called Instagram. Get onto it as soon as possible, and watch for a site that's called YouTube. Start making videos. Any crap. Get in early.
True.
I would be like, oh yeah, sure. Because those are things that will obviously intrigue me at that point of time.
Yeah.
And one more thing I want to ask you, since you're a content person, because there are so many people. It's content again is one of the things that with time it'll catch up.
Yeah.
Even if you're a newer person, we've seen all sort of people. Because I'm into music, I've seen guitar players who are not, they're in their learning phase. They're not playing it, but they are very consistent with the content they put out.
Exactly.
And you see them like the little turtle rushing across. Crossing the rabbit, and in a few years they're like, because they worked that hard, they're at a point where they've got a substantial following, and which helps with their career and this and that, and that sort of thing. So on the days where you feel, I don't really feel like putting out, what good is putting content out on Instagram?
You can't do that.
Yeah, but I'm sure you would have felt like that on some days where you're like, okay, screw Instagram, what is this shit? Like, just random people looking at me or this and that. Or any sort of like negative self-talk that sort of arrives to you. How do you just say, okay, how do you just shrug it off and say, screw it, let's just do it anyway?
So when that kind of thing happens, okay, so I obviously thought of just shutting down the whole page and kind of stuff. Like I said, I told you before, so then I get a message or a call. Dude, I like someone repost your photo on a story. Someone shares it on a story and saying, Beard Rob rocks. I'm like, wow. This is why I'm here. That's good. And that feels good. I mean, it gives you. Maybe I might not post for a day or two because there's a lot of time, especially in the last 6 months. I've had creative block or something they call it, right? Multiple times. I've got a couple of products where I just looking at staring at it and I have no idea what to make. At times I think I wish I knew how to dance. बहुत easy होता ना, 2 step मारा वो product भी हो गया, मेरा भी हो गया. But I can't do that. That's not the kind of creator I am. I want to do something different.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of reels if you see it. I made spoofs out of them, like for the Nachi Nachi Gato wala, and then a couple of them I'll show you later. But that's the kind of creative things that I want to do. And when you talked about inspiration, maybe not a traveling inspiration guy or a person, but photography and videos.
Wow.
There's a guy in Bangalore who does amazing pictures on a GoPro. He just recently won the $1 million challenge.
Wow.
First Indian to do that. Another guy from Chennai, awesome drone footage. Travel all across India and Nepal.
Can you mention their names for the listeners who can look them up?
Okay, so the drone guy and the travel guy, he's a big time traveler. He left his attorney job and then he started doing all this. His name is Toll Free Traveler, Rohit, and the GoPro guy is Joshi Daniel. I eat Joshi's head sometimes, asking her, "Ye setting kya hai, wo setting kya hai, ye kaisa khicha, wo kaisa khicha," because that's what I want to learn.
Yeah.
People ask, how do you edit pictures? The only way to understand and learn all this is go to YouTube.
True.
Have the phone in your hand, look at the video, do it step by step. Pause, do it, pause. Then after some time, muscle memory kicks in and then it'll work. But the first 2-3 times you have to do it that way.
Right.
There's no other way. That's YouTube is the best teacher that's there.
True.
So yeah, travel, did anyone inspire me? No, yeah. I just wanted to go. But to create memories of the travel is from all these guys. What did they look at? What did they see? What did their eyes see? How did the food look like? Recently, maybe in the last 3-4 years, people started taking the top shot of food, right?
Yeah.
Before it was always angled.
Correct.
Yeah, they call it a flat lay.
Flat lay, yeah. I don't know what they call it, but I'm just saying. So it looks good to me. I started taking that. Motion blurs. I know you. Learned it. New skill unlocked. So that's a fun in the whole thing of Instagram. Then you connect with people. Or you connect with really good people. You meet wonderful people. Then there are people who you block also.
Yeah, quite a few. Quite a lot of those actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mixed match.
But sometimes Instagram ends up blocking you also. That also happens once in a while.
That has not happened.
Yeah, no, I hope it doesn't happen for you. Yeah.
Let's hope so. If Instagram decides to shut it down, it shuts down. That's it. I don't think I'm violating any guidelines. No nudity. I can't. I got.
Sweet. Oh, you're telling us that some hotties have not followed you all the way till Goa and tried to get a ride on your bike?
No, man. Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, he likes to be humble on these podcasts.
Yeah.
Because I don't do pillion riding.
We let him be humble this time around. Yeah.
Because I don't actually encourage having a pillion.
Oh, okay.
So you ride with a group, that's good.
Yeah.
But I like to ride my bike on my own.
Solo.
Yeah.
If you want to have a pillion, get in a car, sit side by side and go. It's just too much. I don't know how people do it. They keep a pillion ride so far. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
Sit in a car, side by side, talk, chill.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Drive off.
Play some music and
Play some music.
Yeah.
When you're driving, when you're off driving duty, get a beer. Sit there. I find that more fun than having a pillion and riding. Someone's yelling from behind. सुनाई दिया क्या? I can't hear you. ये साइड से बात कर, वो साइड से बात कर. क्यों?
But there's true real life challenges.
थोड़ा पीछे जाना, मैं चड्डी घुस गया अंदर.
Sachin Tendulkar moments.
I mean, it's a pain, yeah. And
I
being
get
a
it.
pillion is boring. I've sat as a pillion maybe for 50 kilometers. It's so boring. I feel like yawning. So just think about the person behind.
Yeah, no, that's true. I told you that story, right? I went to the most horrible, boring concert ever, which was, I'm not going to mention the name of that artist. This ex-girlfriend of mine took me to. So I put my arms around her, and the show was so boring. First song I waited, second song I waited. By the third song, or say you go to a location where, in a few minutes you haven't really, there's nothing to get, nothing moves you. You start feeling bored. So I put my arms around her and I fucking passed out. And she's swaying left, right, and center, thinking, "Oh, it's such a romantic thing." Now by song number 10, I'm fucking drooling on her jacket. I'm like, "Oh, this is bad." By song number 16, which was probably the last song, the singer announced, "Okay, this is the last song for the evening," and people scream. That's the time I wake up. And on our ride back home, she's like, "Oh, what a great game." I'm like, "Oh yeah, what a great show, right?" So you have to choose your adventure partners, accordingly. It may not be in
Absolutely
the significant other that you want to take along. They have their role, obviously.
See, significant partners, they have their life.
Yeah.
So if she is not a rider, it's not your deal.
Yeah. Wait for me at the finish line. I'll see you there. Yeah.
I'll see you there. You don't like to go to any biking events? Don't come. But I'm going.
Yep. Because I have my life also.
You got your girl gang night out. Bye. Have fun. Have lots of fun. So it won't. So I can also go have fun guys night. I mean, it's you can't. If you have a significant partner who does the same thing as you, it can get boring too.
Yeah.
You will not have anything else to discuss about. There won't be any difference.
Yeah, the difference is important actually.
It just become like, तू भी वही कर रहा है, मैं भी वही कर रहा है, क्या बात करें? How much will you talk about motorcycles? How much will you talk about traveling?
Yeah.
Were you ever a boat person? Were you ever a sailing person?
No, I don't know how to swim. Oh, that's something I want to tell my 18-year-old guy.
Okay, learn swimming.
Yeah, I don't know how to swim.
Right. So you haven't gone sailing or anything like that? Because it's a lot of fun. Like I played at a yacht, and once you cross onto like the waters, people want to party, and it's a good experience that way.
I'll probably have to try that once. I've gone to Elephanta Caves by boat. That's it. Didn't get me seasick, so I think I can do that.
Yeah.
So yacht parties.
No, it's not just the party. Like you see the yacht and the way it's built and what thought went into it. What do sailors think? I mean, just say the same as biking. You get to see stuff around. You go to a different port, like this and that, and it's again a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is fun. You try get to move around, right? You're not stuck at a place. Yacht thing, I always wanted to get on a yacht. Never got a chance.
Wow.
Hey, time hai.
Maybe the next time I play, I'll try to put you on the guest list. You can tag along with me.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah. Should plan something like that.
And I can drool on who?
No, I play good songs. I'll play rock and roll songs, which you would think I should be on a bike right now. It'll make you miss your bike, I promise. No drooling.
So I don't actually listen to anything that is heavy when I'm on a ride.
I was going to ask you that. What is your typical ride playlist?
This is the complete opposite of what I do. Yeah.
You know what I listen to? The 95 international list, 2000 essentials, Amazon random playlist,
right?
Which probably,
but that still has some good music. Which
would play Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. If you tell that to people, they go, "Ooh."
No. It's good
NSYNC.
Yeah.
Then it brings all the old guys back, and it's smoother. So you can't have loud music on your ear. So everything is fatigue. Leads to fatigue. You leave your visor open, the wind hits your face constantly, that creates fatigue. Loud noises continuously hitting your ear, that causes fatigue.
Okay.
Wind is hitting your chest, you're trying to hold yourself in place, that increases fatigue. Every small thing leads to fatigue. You can listen to rock songs and go. It's not that you can't. But I don't have a selective playlist. I just go to Amazon playlist. Chaliye station chalu kar do.
Nice.
Anything and everything will be just playing around. I have the intercom. If it's like a really sad song, I just press that and it just changes. There's no favorite song that gets me going. There's nothing like that.
Interesting. And you're open to surprise, like you arrive to a good destination and a good song shows up suddenly. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's good fun.
Definitely. Sometimes these songs, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes these songs make more sense when you're hearing it when you're on a long road, not in traffic. When you're on an open road and just listening to this, and oh, this is what this lyric means.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what he or she sang. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Then some of these reel songs come into the picture, like, ye reel banane ka. Is pe. Because
That joins up with the creative part now.
Creative part also. So when you're listening to some song and you hear something fishy or something funny in a lyric or something deep in you're like, oh dude, I can make a reel around that wording, right? So that comes into the picture.
Wow.
So there's no genre. I don't prefer Hindi songs because I don't understand it at all. Punjabi songs are bilkul nahi. I stick to English.
Yeah, you probably stop the bike and start doing Bhangra.
And so this one thing I was very curious about. We were talking on the phone also the other day. So usually I'm in a lot of thoughts while I'm going on a ride or maybe traveling or something like that. What are the typical 3-4 thoughts that you are in? So I agree. I mean, safety being the primal one, or the music being as well. But apart from these things, maybe certain things in your head while you're writing, or how is it?
See, it depends. Okay, it depends on the day.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it is time. What's the time on what's the time? What is the time? How many kilometers to finish up? Okay, we put a set target. Okay, 50 kilometers. Let's do 50 kilometers now. Then we'll think about the next 50 kilometers. That's if you're doing a long tour. If you're doing a short distance, I'm not just thinking anything. I just want to get from point A to point B. If some thought process come into the picture, there could be things like you said that you're going to have a podcast today, right? For 2 days when I was going to office, I was thinking, my podcast mein kya bolega? What am I supposed to talk about?
Right.
So that depends on the day, right?
Correct.
I mean, you implanted something in my head.
Yep.
Now I got some free time when I'm on the bike.
Right. So the creative juices are flowing and
Not like creative, anything. It can be like, maybe I'm thinking like, dude, yaar, ghar change karne ka, ghar kidhar milega main ko? It can be as small as, dude, my boss is going to the US next month. I need to pick up a GoPro from him. Any random thoughts here. There's nothing consistent that is going on.
But at a different plane, maybe a deeper plane, anything on those front.
No, I don't go deep here. Not that way.
Okay. No, but I get it.
I'm a kind of guy who does not even plan for what's up for next week. Every day I get up. So 2020 taught me that every day you get up, get through the day. Kal ka kal dekh liga. Get through the day, finish up what you have to do today itself. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow we'll deal with tomorrow. Unless it's a full-fledged plan that, okay, fine, we're doing this. Like 2 weeks ago, I know there's going to be a bikers meet event in Panvel. Okay, paid, booked. So that kind of plan maybe. But I kind of live it out every day. Some days are bad. And I'm sure, and most of them don't talk about it. Some days are bad. I just won't talk to anyone. I'm just in that cloud of, there's just a big dark cloud on top of my head. Like, I don't want to talk to anyone. Nobody talk to me. Feeling unsure about myself. Some days I get up with like, wow, today is the day.
Wow.
So it changes, yeah. I mean, today I got up with a hangover.
Yeah. I get it. I mean,
some days I get up with a thought in my head that I want to cook this today.
Wow.
I've got up to that, like, aaj ye khana banane ka. That's it. I get up to the day sometimes thinking, I want to have orange juice. Today, aaj coffee nahi pega, orange juice pega.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow's Friday, no? Good Friday.
But the way I see it, the way you're living, I mean, you're cherishing every day that is coming to you. I mean, you're enjoying making the most of it.
बहुत हो गया overthinking करके. कुछ मतलब नहीं. It's just a waste of energy.
Yeah.
It's not worth it at all. And when you said fuck anyone, fuck everyone, like let them do what they want to do. You don't disturb them, they won't disturb you.
Right.
If they come to you, reciprocate or respond.
Yep.
That's it. Everyone's gone their own lives. Yeah, everyone's got skeletons in the closet. Everyone's going through a bad time, but nobody's going to come and tell you. So when kids come, so I'm a trainer in call center. I told you that. New hires come and all kind of stuff. They've never been in a BPO. They've never gone through a US process training and kind of stuff. So they feel all out of the place.
Yeah.
Once they go on the floor for the first time, like how I went on the floor for the first time. People are talking in English continuously, like by the rows, and like, can we ever do it? I tell these kids, come to me for anything. Talk to me about anything and everything. Let it be business wise, let it be personal wise. पैसा छोड़ के सब चीज के लिए बात करने. मतलब, I know where to say no and for what.
Yep. You draw a line somewhere. Yeah.
Draw the line and say it out. You draw the line and that person does not know it, they will still ask. Better say it. So they know it. Safer. क्या बोलेगा राजा माइजर है, क्या पैसा नहीं देता है, उसको इसे मांगने का नहीं. I don't care. Night shift, the biggest problem is people run out of cigarettes. And I have my backup.
Yep.
I smoke, Rob, एक cigarette there. Rob, एक cigarette there. Dude, I started running out of cigarettes, man.
I've been in that position.
Rob, cigarette देना 10 रुपए देना.
Yeah.
Rob, cigarette देना 10 रुपए. Rob, cigarette देना 10 रुपए. इसको चाहिए, if they actually need it, they'll pay the 10 rupees or they'll call me rude and go.
I too did that.
I don't care.
Exactly.
Dude, I'm buying cigarettes, right? When I want cigarettes, I'm not getting it. If you want to smoke, get extra.
Exactly.
If you want to smoke, pay the $10 and take it.
Yep.
Big deal. मैं छोटा पीता 6 rupees के.
जिधर gap वही start off. But this is nice. So I remember the same thing. People will just randomly walk up to you. I used to carry three packs.
Same. 3 or 4 packs is there always in my bag.
Yeah.
Even if I don't go through the whole 4 packs, I don't care. It's still there. Always more is better.
Correct.
Less is irritating.
Correct. But when you actually need it and you don't get it,
you need it always. It's not a time that you don't need it. I'm not very proud of what I do, especially because of smoking, which is not a good thing. But I'm stuck with it. I will slowly get away from it, hopefully, which might be never. So it's not a good thing. I'm not very proud of it, but still, yeah, I do this. Everything has to be more. More food, good. Baki fridge mein rakho. Less food, less alcohol, फिर दारू लेने के लिए फिर गाड़ी चला के जाना पड़ेगा. Scene.
Correct.
More is always better.
True. Nice. Yeah, this is good. I mean, for now, this has been a real good type of conversations that we've been having. Maybe coming to the natural progress of everything, that we will again be having you again for another set of conversations as well. This was fun.
Thanks, guys.
I mean, you're too humble. I remember you telling me, hey, what do I talk? I don't talk much, but you have so much to share, and it's so lovely to listen to you. I've been actually self-reflecting on a lot of thoughts which you've actually put out. I mean,
wow.
It's amazing. So I mean, right? I mean, as a creator also, whenever you're putting out content, you don't know how it impacts the other person. So you're putting out content responsibly, but then the person who's consuming it, it's out of this world for that person. So someone gets up and says that, you know what, I'm going to wake up at 6 and I'm just going to go till probably the closest hill. I mean, that's an achievement. And
exactly.
So I mean, that's what moving mountains and moving people, two difficult bloody things. But I think I'm quite inspired in terms of the stories that you've learned. So one thing which I take away from this conversation is, I mean, traveling is not just about your 2-3 senses. I mean, it's all about all of the sense of your body that you have. You talk about taste, smell, listening, seeing, and even touching and feeling.
Exactly.
So that's one thing which I'm going to actually start doing wherever I'm traveling and seeing probably a monument or probably something which I'm in awe of.
Go to the Himalayas, pick up a rock.
True.
Not joking. People go to different beaches and collect sand.
Yep.
I have stones from Andaman.
You have stones. It's feel, right?
Yeah,
Correct. Correct.
So and you can say these are from Andaman.
Absolutely.
So it's like that. I mean, it's everything. Everything is like that.
True.
I mean, people travel for different reasons. Yeah.
Correct.
It's just to break the monotony in your life.
Right.
It's that same house that you stay in. Actually, traveling is to break monotony, I guess.
Exactly.
That's it.
And one more thing which I'll take away is the Russian story. That's something interesting. I want to
I think we
actually
need to Google
research
it up
about
once.
it.
Google it up. I heard it a long time ago.
No, I'll tell you. So there's a method to that madness, which is when they go back to. So most of the Russians, if they're not from Siberia, they're from the big cities where they're again living in the same flat, working the same job, corporate, and this and that, or their business or whatever. Or a lot of the travelers that I've met in Goa, like a lot of them work at petrol pumps in Russia. Okay.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Some job around the petrol pump. Either you're pumping gas or you're working in the convenience store or anything of that sort. Some of work in security. Jo bhi hai.
Yeah.
So they do that, and it's like, and they're like, 4-6 months of the year, it's like freezing cold. You can't go out much.
Right.
So at that time, we don't want to be in Russia or
Yep.
Ukraine or Siberia or any place like that. So we take off. And when we take off, we get to India, and this spirit of now that we're out here, we want to do stuff. We want to go hardcore, all out, balls to the walls and do our shit. So I met this Russian guy, Igor, in Goa, in Arambol only.
Okay.
And he's become a contractor. He takes woodworking contracts in Goa. So he's like, I'm working sometimes 9, 10, 12, 16-hour days in a banyan with a pencil, like the typical woodworker. And I'm doing that. I'm living it. Like, I enjoy it. And by the end of the day, I'll go go get a beer and repeat the next day. And I'll go back to Russia. I'm going to be working my same old time pass job, tending to my family and this and that. And then I'll be back again in March and continue with this thing. I'll go party and this and that, the whole deal. So this is something that they kind of do.
This is something that I also wanted to do. So at one point of time, this had hit me. So we were not doing so well business-wise, and there was a possibility of a shutdown, which we luckily got through and all. So I thought I'm going to lose my job. Okay, so now in India, working in a petrol pump, gaya kam. I mean, then people will look down on you as, like, what the hell are you doing?
Exactly.
Okay, but outside is accepted. You can stand on your own 2 feet. That's good.
Exactly.
That's enough, right? If he doesn't do it, someone else will do it.
True.
It's paying your bills. Do it.
Yeah. So outside they have this mentality like no job is small.
Exactly.
And it's required. Somebody needs to be pumping gas. Otherwise, who's
So the
gonna
same
do that?
Indians going to Canada for studies would actually pick up such jobs and be okay with it as well.
They drive trucks, and the truck drivers are respected and paid well.
100%.
They do it. My cousin, he was raised in Kerala.
Huh.
Okay. It was always blue collar jobs. His dad is saying that is. I told him, get out of Kerala. You come to know. Then he went to Australia for the first time. He called me one day and says, what you said is true. Not everything is a blue collar job.
No, so I completely agree with that. I mean, there's no shame in sort of picking those things up. But then to a certain extent, it doesn't pay your lifestyle in India, at least.
In India, it does not. Because these jobs are considered demeaning. The job titles are not paying you.
it's an earning problem more than a status problem. Per se.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's an earning
It's
problem.
an earning problem. I'll tell you, like Hans Zimmer's guitar player,
Huh.
Guthrie, used to work when he was hustling to get his grip on the guitar. He used to work at McDonald's. So on stage, till date, he wears a badge which says, "Hi, my name is Guthrie. How can I help you?" It's a McDonald's badge.
Wow.
Wow.
I worked
Still
for
wears
McDonald's
them.
4 days.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Right.
They paid me 9 rupees an hour.
Okay.
So that bad it was. So just imagine,
Yeah.
people can actually pay for colleges working as a waiter.
Yep.
There.
Yep.
Here it doesn't pay.
My sister just bought a house in Canada
Here
because
it
she was a
doesn't pay.
waitress there for a while.
Here it does not pay. That's the reason
Oh,
people don't take it.
Yeah. It's an earning problem.
So I wanted to do this about like how you said about your Igor guy. So I thought this is going to happen. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to sell everything off, kickstart my bike, just my essentials, move from state to state, spend 3 months in the state, do some odd jobs, get through the whole state. And by the time I'm done at 28 states, how many states do we have?
28.
28 states. My life will be done.
It's a good idea.
3 months into 28 is how many months? 60 something?
Yep. So 5, 6 years maybe.
5, 6 years.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, right?
72 months. Yeah. 6 years.
6 years.
Wow.
Pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but I will never have any backup.
But then you'll be actually enjoying the process as well.
See, enjoying the process is good, but the reality of it is, what are you going to do with after all the enjoyment? Will you? Now we're going to talk the Indian mom dad rule. पैसा है
हाँ,
तो ठीक है,
हाँ.
करो enjoy. It's a very thing. People do it. People survive. But do you want that lifestyle?
Exactly.
You want to do all this, but are you ready to stay in a one-room kitchen?
Yep. It comes with a lot of things.
It comes with. I mean, come on. Unless you're loaded.
Hmm.
If you're loaded, then
Amen.
जो करना है करो.
सही बात है.
I mean, that's what people say, na? Like, if you're anxious or worried about working tomorrow or hustling tomorrow, like imagine the consequences of being broke
I
and
swear.
fucking down in the dumps. That is tough. Working and hustling tomorrow is not tough.
Correct. I've been in that position. It's shitty, man. It's
We've
damn
all
shitty.
been there. Yeah.
Now you go, if you're looking for a place to stay on rent, first thing you look, concept building है.
Hmm.
You're ready to pay 11,000 instead of 10,000 because it's got an extra window maybe.
Hmm.
But if you're actually going to do all this, you can't even pay 10,000 as rent. You have to pay 5,000 rent and stay in a smaller society.
Correct. Cut corners somewhere.
You have to cut corners
Yeah.
because everything is expense.
Yep.
Petrol right now is expensive.
Oh shit. Yeah.
That is just the basics of it.
Hmm.
Every 5,000 kilometers, your bike has to be serviced. That costs about 3 to 4 grand.
Hmm.
Tires are consumables.
Yep.
Those cost about 10 grand a pair.
Hmm.
10 grand or 5 grand, whatever, depending on the tires that you use.
Hmm.
Every small thing is a consumable
Yep.
for which you don't create that, right? You have to spend money for that. How to spend money? You need a job unless you're loaded.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So what I try to do is fit everything into the small life I have,
Hmm.
whatever is possible.
Right.
I don't want to do Ladakh in 6 days, 7 nights.
Hmm.
Spend 35 grand and come back. I don't want to do that.
Hmm.
I want to do 15 days Ladakh, spend 60 grand, 70 grand, or maybe a lakh. It might take me some time to come up with that money, but I want to do that.
Yep.
I just don't want to adjust. इतना दूर जा रहा है तो adjust नहीं करने हैं.
Hmm. Makes sense. Take the
Goa
full package
जाएगा,
proper.
I will never stay in a resort.
Hmm.
I will stay in one of the small places.
Yeah, the shacks, yeah.
Shacks or Oyo rooms or enough. Resort with you. Why would I need a pool in Goa?
Makes sense.
Shit, that's the dumbest thing. See people in the pools in Goa. You're like, why?
Yeah, unless it's a group and they all want to go there.
Yeah. Pool party.
So, no. I've never gone to a resort with a pool in Goa. Every year since 2003 to 2019, I've gone to Goa.
Hmm.
Never a place with a pool.
Hmm.
बीच काहे के लिए?
True.
पूल चाहिए तो इधर ही एक होटल बुक करता.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Tell us about the biking community. You know, how did you fit in there, or how did they find you, or that way? Yeah.
So I'm part of a biking club called the Lazy Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing set of people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, this is unlike a lot of other groups. I don't know much about many groups.
Can anyone become a part of them?
Oh yes.
Okay, so we can do a shout out to Lazy Rangers.
Yep, absolutely. A big shout out to Lazy Rangers.
Oh, the group is based out of Gaga. We are about 150 members.
Wow.
Okay, there's an yearly fee and all kind of stuff. That's okay. Now, Lazy Rangers. So the short form is LRMC. So Lazy Rangers Motorcycle Club.
Right.
But it also stands for Let's Ride for Meaningful Causes.
Wow.
So we've been doing this. We've been doing a lot of charity. There's an open school in Panvel where we donated books and clothes and boards and everything. There's an old age home somewhere in Titwala where they need adult diapers and stuff like that. Then there's an orphanage in Karga, the girls' orphanage in Karga, where we did the computer room for them.
Wow.
So it's an ongoing thing. Every Women's Day, we pick up an orphanage. Titwala was another one this year. I can show you videos of that. So this is what we do.
Yeah.
Okay, the club does. I'm very inactive in that. I go when I feel like going. I don't know. I do night shifts and going or doing all this. But the club, the members of the club are so dedicated and they back each other up to do all this. And they stand as a unit. Now, I can't comment on the other clubs because I'm not a part of them. How is the biking community? Sometimes good, sometimes
not so good.
Not good. It depends on who you meet, how you meet, where. And another thing is biking nowadays has become more of social media. There are an actual rider will not have a social media page.
Right.
Yeah.
He or she will have probably 200 or 300 followers. A proper dedicated. They don't have time to do all this.
Yeah. Let that sink in.
Absolutely.
They're too busy in the skill of it.
Yeah, they're too busy in getting their bones broken. They are too busy fixing their bikes. They're too frozen getting their bikes out of muds. I mean, at stuck places. On बैठ के photo खींचिएगा. They won't even probably carry a phone when they're going.
That's a different living.
Real deal.
I swear. I mean,
the real deal don't put it on social media.
Exactly.
But there are people.
Yeah. And where do you see like the future heading with all this, like the biking community, the future of travel also, because a lot of things have happened in such a way that, in a way, I'll tell you this thing, because of the flights becoming so, tough and so strict. Okay. I mean, so a lot of people are taking on to
on-road
riding on road. Let it be train, bus, or just get a bike, put some EMI down, get a small job, and it's very achievable now. Banks are on your tail to give you a loan. I mean, bike is just one of the products. Flat.
They're on your tail to get that money recovered also.
Yeah. I mean, it works both ways, right?
Yep.
Or they foreclose, whatever. So so a lot of youngsters are getting into this thing. So where do you see the future headed with this? Because I see, like, me being, I'm 27 right now. So I see a lot of my friends kind of buying bikes and this and that, and they want to do this thing where they're inspired by looking at creators like you. Okay. And they're like, okay, this is something that I want to do with my life. I want to figure my money out smartly, set up some passive income, set up a business, or, come back after my ride's done to a job and do this thing properly. But what they really want to do is travel. And I'm not talking like flight travel where you land up in a city. The kind of travel that I've done most of my life. I used to go play a show and you land up in the city, play for that night, maybe spend another day and catch the next flight out. Okay, that's not really travel. I used to have my fun in that time, whatever. But the real travel is where you actually experience your journey going till there. So where do you see the future headed with this? And for the young people who want to do this, who want to explore, have more experiences, and stuff like that.
That's a good question. I mean, if you had asked me 2 years ago, where do you see yourself 2 years now? I could never say that we would be in lockdown.
That sounds like a job interview. Where do you see yourself from
You
5
asked me
years
the question,
from now?
where do you see the biking community later, or how? See,
No, it's just for the kids who are picking this up like the new drug. That's a bad analogy to put.
Okay,
like
I'll tell
the
you this,
new,
okay.
New addiction. Or,
if the kids are listening, especially kids who are under 18 who are listening to this, I want the parents to listen to this too. Don't let them drive or ride.
Agreed.
Okay. Unless there are kids who actually ride motorcycles, like proper motocross motorcycles, but it's under supervision.
Yep.
Okay, it's under proper training and all kind of stuff. Do that, but don't give your child a car or a bike just because he or she turned 18.
Or throw a tantrum.
Or throw a tantrum. If you think your child does not have a level head, because especially in motorcycle riding, when you're doing long, you should be a lot patient.
Yep.
You can't just snap at people who just cut you off and go on. Because you snap, but then the thought process in your head always. Then to show off. So every parent should know will know the kids, obviously. Okay. Give them a bike, give them a car, make sure that they drive around responsibly. Ride, whatever. Make sure they put out the rules of not getting drunk and driving. Make sure that as a parent that you make sure that the kid wears a seat belt or wears a helmet and just don't let it go, even if it's a scooter. So make sure that you guys do this and then give them all this. Now, the transportation thing has changed so much in India. 7-8 years ago, to see a BMW on the road is not so easy.
True.
You don't see Mercedes. You never saw so many Mercedes. I don't know, where did everyone get so much money? Did a lot of parents die and get a lot of inheritance?
I'll tell you. I was coming off the Belapur bridge the other day. I see an open head orange sports car and I'm frothing from my mouth. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yep.
So I come back here, I start researching McLaren 720S. They just opened up their South Bombay outlet 10 days back. So probably one of the rich folks who just
So what
reach
happened
there
in the
and
last
take a test drive,
7 years? I mean, did sabka LIC ka tenure ho gaya kya? Sabko returns mila? Or did a lot of parents die and they get a lot of inheritance? I mean, what happened in the last 7 years?
That's actually
A very valid question.
No, you could be onto something with that one.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Suddenly everyone's buying BMWs and Mercedes and everyone's buying bigger cars, 4x4s, Ford le raha hai, wo le raha hai. So yeah, bhai. When at the time when everyone was after just Swift lega.
Correct.
Achanak se there was a huge boom. Now everyone's on the Bullet. चल रहा है. अभी एक phase आ रहा है. Adventure touring में जा रहे लोग. Now only the rich people, exactly like what happened with the cars 7 years ago. Only the rich have the bigger bikes like Triumph, African Twin, and all kind of stuff. I'm sure in the next 5 years, again, LIC bonds will lapse. And you see a lot more tigers on the road.
Yeah.
True.
So it's evolving. I don't know. Maybe nobody will have any money and everyone will just sell all the bikes. Because petrol is going to be really heavy, expensive.
Yep.
You probably have to buy a horse or something.
Yeah.
Back to the roots.
Probably that.
Which is a great thing, yeah.
So,
where do you see the trend heading to? Like you said, adventure biking. Where do you see the trend heading to?
So, adventure, I mean, when you're talking about off-roading, so that just picked up in the last 3-4 years.
I'll agree.
I think that is going to stick around for some time. Then it is going to be people are going to do more longer tours, especially Ladakh, because the roads are going to get better.
Yeah.
Okay, people might do that.
And it's much scenic. It's great to go with a bunch of. It's like destination biking. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
it is destination bike. But before, how it was to do Ladakh, it was very difficult because of the roads. Now the roads are coming up. Roads come up, but people go by bike or car, however it is. I think it's going to evolve, but I also think it's just going to be a fashion statement after some time.
It somewhat already is.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. Like I've played tattoo conventions and biking conventions. We've gone down to Alibag, played such shows and this and that. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of people come together and they come and have a good time and this and that. But it's not destination biking. They just reach there. That's
Have a
the
party.
journey. Have a massive party. I'm talking like you don't remember your name the next morning.
Yeah.
Okay. And then and then you come back. Yeah.
I'm doing that day after tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, folks. Here we go.
Hell yeah. But one trend which I saw was actually off-roading, which I was actually trying to barge in here. Off-roading in terms of since the time Thar has come in, I'm seeing a lot of folks picking up Thar and similar vehicles and tuning them up accordingly with the right suspensions and the right.
See, it's like what one of his students said. What do we have now?
Yeah, what's the next
What's the
novelty?
next-
What's the next
Exactly.
thing?
Nobody is doing skydiving so easily
Yeah.
because it's expensive. It's 36,000 or 40,000 rupees. And it's only available in Bangalore or some other places.
Correct. People are saying Dubai and all also now.
So you make that available. More people get into skydiving.
Agreed.
People want to do bungee jumping, but they'll have to go to a destination to get it done. So create that, what do you say, the availability, and I think people
Right.
will be able to do it. Bikes after a certain point of time, or motorcycling, I only think it's just going to be a status kind of thing, and people just have a title, okay, biker hai. And the few who are actually into it will slowly fade off. Because people, see, when riders actually started doing YouTube, it was more of just the roads. And people used to talk onto the GoPro and see. Now nobody wants to see open roads like that. They want to have cameras from all different angles. So it's evolving. Now, creators who actually put in a lot of effort showing various places where they've gone to and all, spending an hour making that YouTube video, which is a 30-minute length.
Yeah.
People do that in 30 seconds on reel. Mini vlog Udaipur, ding, 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 done.
Yeah. So it's like fast food element to it now.
Yeah.
And very much into the optics of it. Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. I hope whatever it is, I hope I can change accordingly. Because that's what I hope to do. Because if I can't, see, again, like I said, money is everything. If I can't afford to change, then I'll be stuck where I am.
Yeah. Everything comes with an opportunity cost.
It does, yeah. Everything comes with that.
Yeah. I think quite an insightful set tonight. But the way I see it, I think a great set of conversations. So like I was saying, right, ideally there are more things which I would love to, sort of know more, take away from your experience, even the listeners for that matter. I'm very sure this is going to be a crazy one. But then this was absolutely amazing. And for all those listeners out there, do hit him up. He goes by Beardo Rob, @Beardo Rob on Instagram. Do definitely check him up. So a lot of names were dropped. Do check them out as well. And coming towards the natural progression of the podcast, I think this was a great one. We will, sort of come back with something interesting for the next one as well. We have a few thoughts in mind. So those of you who really, want to hear something specific, some interesting topics which you can come up with, very, very happy to listen to them. So do put it in the comments for us. And yeah, so this is me, Mr. V, kind of trying to sign off out here. But then again, leaving you with a beautiful song. And Mr. V signing off
And that's Varun signing off.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Rob signing off.
Cheers. Peace.
Ta-da. You just heard the VAbE podcast. And this is us signing off, leaving you all with a beautiful, beautiful track. Music credits in the description below. Find us on the major platforms by Google, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Links in the description. Show us some love in the comments below. And do tell us what you loved about our thoughts. This is us signing off yet again. Peace.
Floating through two birds, one feather. You know I'll find you here and then and now. You know I'll find you here and then and now. Covered up with scars, my worries are as wild. I found my way to you. Those battlefields of wars I fought and lost for you. Found you in the darkened weather, floating through two birds, one feather. You know I'll find you here and then and now. You know I'll find you here and then and now. Though covered up with scars on the back